Welcome back to Hot Rod High School. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding a drum brake. So, coveralls on, safety glasses on, let's get to work. And if you want to be able to get your own kit and be able to rebuild brakes, be able to do all the different jobs that we do in auto shop, go over to hotrodhighschool.com, buy yourself a kit today. So, we're going to be using this tool here, and I've never really had any use for the pliers end of this thing. I'm just going to be using this side of the tool here. We use this side for spring removal and this side here for spring reinstallation. Quick tip here, really good idea. Before you start, take a photo of the brake, how the brake looks when it's all the way assembled, and that way you have a roadmap for putting it back together. So I'm going to take this guy right here, has this little cup in it. I'm going to put it over this anchor pin. And then it has this little pigtail on there. I'm just going to wedge that in and around this spring. Let's pull that up. So we get those two return springs taken off. We can take the retainer out. And now the hold down springs. When you're doing the hold down springs, it has a pin that goes through the back. We're going to put our finger over that pin so it can't fall down. We push down and then turn 90 degrees and that spring comes off, pin comes out of the back. Same thing on the other side. Hold on to the pin, push down, turn 90 degrees. And now the brake shoes come off the backing plate. And for our final little bit here, we can move this over so we can get our adjuster out. And then our adjuster spring comes out as well. So a few things that we'll notice on here. One is this little brake adjuster lever, the automatic adjuster, and that whenever we hit the brake pedal while we're in reverse is going to hit the star wheel and just adjust the threads on the star wheel. So anytime this brake wears out, it adjusts it out every time you hit the brakes when in reverse. Take a look at the brake lining material here and you can see how one of the brake linings is much larger than the other. It goes for a much larger distance, and that's because the smaller one with less lining material on it, that's our primary shoe. We call it the primary shoe just because it goes on toward the front of the vehicle. The one with more brake lining on it is called our secondary brake shoe, and that goes on toward the rear of the vehicle. So if you forgot to take that photo in the beginning, or maybe you got inside there and it doesn't look like these were put on correctly, you don't want to go off your photo then. You want to go off of the one with more lining material goes on toward the rear. The one with less lining material goes on toward the front. So just going over our parts here, right here we got our backing plate, the adjuster and the adjuster spring, the return springs, the hold down springs, the pins, the retainer, primary shoe, and the secondary shoe. So when putting it back together, we'll start off with our adjuster and we'll put the adjuster spring around it. You see this longer arm on the adjuster spring. It's so that it can go up and around the adjuster star wheel right there. We'll then take and feed this in. Remember that the star wheel goes onto the same side where the adjuster lever is. We'll just put our spring in place where it goes right there. And then adjuster comes in through and right there. And same thing on this side. Just like that. Now, take our backing plate. So now I'll feed a pin in through the back of the brake, and we'll take our hold down spring, put it on there, and use our tool to push down, turn 90 degrees. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Hold that pin in place, put the spring on and the retainer on. push down, turn 90, lift up. Now we can put our retainer on. And we will hook in our return spring. And we'll use now this end of our tool to just slide that return spring back over into place. Same thing on the opposite side. So we hope you enjoyed our video on rebuilding a drum brake. Hopefully it has a few tips that'll make you avoid some of those common pitfalls that we've seen in people putting these things together. We know that they're getting kind of rare, they're on older cars, but it's still something that you run into every now and then. Anyway, you guys have a good one. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another episode of Hot Rod High School. If your school doesn't offer an auto shop class or you're a homeschooler, we've got the thing for you. That's right, introducing our first ever Auto Shop in a Box. Specifically designed for students between 5th and 12th grade. Our kits include the engine rebuild, the brake line flare, precision measurement, valve adjustment, and an award-winning curriculum. Click the link in the description below to learn more on our website and purchase your kit today, which will be shipped directly to your home. But don't worry, it's not coming in this thing. You can like and subscribe if you want to. Doesn't make a difference to me. But what does make a difference is you shifting your education into high gear with Hot Rod High School. Thanks for watching.